As you know, a while back I did a video on this beautiful little beam steam engine from Microcosm, which is the M81, and I really love these things. And as you know, I have another one which Myford Boy very kindly donated to my channel, which is the very first one of these little tiny engines I got, and that's the M22. They used to be both on the Microcosm website. The little tiny one, the M22, is no longer there, but the beam engine is there. However, I was perusing eBay the other day, like I want to do, and I spotted another one, and it was up for auction. Being a tight arse, I will refuse to pay the prices that they ask for these on the bite nows, but the auctions occasionally come up for these, starting at like £1, and you can quite often get them fairly cheaply. Yeah, another one. This time it's a Stirling engine. This was described as a mini Robinson Stirling engine, model J03. I can't find this on the Microcosm website, but it's definitely the same seller on eBay that ran the auction for this, so I'm assuming it's a Microcosm engine. But isn't that lovely? It just, you know, I mean, it's a little bit bigger than both of those, but it's still in the, I think, you know, the same scale area. So let's have a close look at it. It seems to be made to the same high standard as the other two little engines. I'm sure all of these parts are CNC machined, but it's still a lovely thing. This one actually comes with a base, which is quite nice, and a little tiny burner. And believe it or not, I thought when I first saw it that the burner, this would be a push-on brass cap, but that's actually threaded on. That little cap on that burner is threaded on. So that is just wonderful. So yeah, I'm starting to get addicted to these things, as you've probably gathered, but they are just fantastic, and they're just really lovely models. Of course, you know, the beauty with the Stirling engine is you only need to apply heat to it. There's no steam or any piping involved. So yeah, I'm going to put a few tiny drops of oil on the pivot points and on the crankshaft and get some meths in the little burner, and we'll see if we can get this thing to run. Well, burners are light. Literally been burning for it. I've had that on now for about a minute, so let's see whether that's enough time for it to run. Apparently it is. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It is completely silent. Straight out of the box. No problem at all. Yeah, but the only problem I can see with this is that the burner only holds a tiny amount of meths. So it runs out really quickly. As I found the first time I tried running this, it ran fine, but then it runs out of meths. So what I've done this time is I filled the meth pot up, and I've heated the bulb pot up there with a gas torch to get it running, and then I've put the meth burner under it. Hopefully we'll get a longer run out of it, because it's already hot. The meth burner hasn't got to heat the bulb up, it's only got to just keep it going, which it seems to be doing nicely. These are just gorgeous little engines. They really are. Like I said, I'm a tight arse, so I'm not going to pay the 80 or 90 quid they want for one of these. I think this one's even more expensive. I think this one's about 100 quid if you want to buy it, you know, off the bat. But I think I paid 30 quid for it. I won the auction for 30 quid, which I think is reasonable. I think that's a reasonable price. But yeah, absolutely lovely thing. I mean, they're just incredible. Quite pleased to have this one in my collection. Let's have a close-up of the action there. Just beautiful. Yeah, we're running out of meths again. It's a it's a problem with this. Let's come back out. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the engine at all. It's simply the fact that the capacity of the burner is extremely low, and it will get through that small quantity of meth that's in there. There's got probably 10 millilitres, maybe that, less than that in there. It's absolutely tiny, so, but it runs fine. Once it's going, it runs fine. So lovely, lovely little engine. I can definitely recommend these. They're fantastic. If you can get one at a decent price. I mean, obviously, as I said, I wouldn't pay the full price for this, but now, of course, there is another problem with little tiny Stirling engines like this, which will limit the runtime. As you know, a Stirling engine is a heat engine, and it relies on the difference in temperature between the air that's in this chamber and the air that's in this chamber. The problem is this is tiny, so the heat from this chamber will eventually transmit itself down into this chamber, and once you no longer have a differential in heat, the Stirling engine will simply stop running. So this chamber will heat up very quickly. But it does run. How's it feeling at the moment? It's still nice and cold at the moment, so it should, you know, we should get it to run okay. But there we go, running a treat. So that's this little mini Robinson Stirling engine, J03, that was model number. I couldn't find these on the Microcosm website, but they are definitely available on eBay if you're interested in one. And I think they're just fantastic little engines. Well, I think that's about wraps it up. Hope you've enjoyed this little video as always. Thanks for watching. Cheers.